Welcome to the ESPN HOOPS and Hits podcast presented to you by Tab. I am your host today, Josh Reynolds, and we've got the main man, the basketball guru, Benyam. How are you, mate?
Good to be back, mate. Back off the bench.
And I'm not going to lie, I need you today. I'm going to explain to you why. I need like a Russell Westbrook performance off the bench today because I've been at Magic Round. It's been a big few days and I'm hurting. I'm not going to lie, I'm hurting. Internally, externally, I'm hurting, but what a weekend. Have you ever been to Magic Round?
I haven't been. I want to go. It looks like a lot of fun.
You got to go,
Which
mate.
I can tell it is.
It's fun, but it also takes its toll on you. But no, I absolutely love it. It's a great vibe. There's a lot of people there who are, I feel for that weekend, people forget about rivalries. Yeah. It's all about we're together, we're all one game, and we all just have fun. And it's really cool. It's a cool experience. I was actually thinking, should the NBA do a Magic Round? Have they ever done anything like that?
I mean, you could kind of call the All-Star Weekend that, but it's not really, every team, every club. Like, could they maybe do the in-season tournament in Vegas and get everyone there for, I mean, it probably goes for too long, but maybe one stage or more stages of the tournament because it's, just the semis and the final in Vegas. But I think that's got legs.
Maybe we could write in. We'll write in and say, look, we're from Australia. It works here. Get it in the NBA.
Yeah. Does Adam Silver have a suggestion box we can...
I got his email.
Okay.
I'll email him a bit later.
We're good,
but,
man.
Mate, we have got a big show today. So much has happened. NBA Finals. It's all happening. The big one. And our man, Horo, he's not here. I'm not sure of the reason why. He was at Magic Round. He could be a fallen soldier. But the Lakers, they're out of the playoffs. The biggest news in the world, I would say, at the moment. Like, did you see that coming at all?
And they kind of went out with a whimper too. Like I was kind of thinking, maybe they come back home, win that game, and maybe go back to Minnesota and lose. But to go out on your home floor and the way they went out with Rudy Gobert turning into Wilt Chamberlain, I don't think they saw that coming. Yeah. It was pretty disappointing. I think if you're a Laker fan to go out like that,
very disappointing. And there's another guy that we're going to be talking about. The debate, it's heightened now. LeBron James, I know he's your man, but there's talks, that he might retire. His interview after the game didn't look too confident. He sort of doesn't know where he's at the moment, but we'll delve into that. The Nuggets, they win in a nail-biting series. What a great series it was. They always seem to find Kawhi Leonard at the bad times for them, but they fought through and go on to the next round. We're going to speak about the Giannis fallout with Mr. Haliburton, which is an interesting one. Well, what were your thoughts on that? It's a weird one, isn't it?
It's a weird one. We've never really seen anything like that. And emotions were definitely running high after that game. Yeah,
we'll delve into that about what the club themselves have done with that. Brunson, he's on fire for the Knicks.
Ooh,
oh man,
he's cooking.
There's got to be a conversation now. Like, where does he stand? In the best of players, because the way he's playing at the moment, he's unguardable. And he's not the most natural skilled player, but he's been on for the Knicks, so they go on. And I'm going to say it's a bit of an embarrassing one. Our man Oscar, you see it?
Hey man, he got the dub. That's all that matters.
He got the dub, but I'm not going to give him the dub for what he done after him. So we'll delve into. I don't even know if you can call it a gritty, but
it was something.
We're going to try and come up with something that he needs to get better at it, but he's got to get rid of the gritty.
Yeah, we've got some suggestions.
Yeah, so let's delve into that. So first things first, one of my favorite segments, Left on Red. The first one here is from Twitter, from LMac1326. Better luck next year, Lakers. Obviously, that photo. I didn't see this. When I seen this early, I did not see what was on the top of LeBron's head.
Hey, this is disrespect. They're doing my man dirty.
This is like the ultimate. This is like the ultimate disrespect.
A nice throwback though. I haven't seen a crying Jordan in a while. It's good to be back.
That is a great pic. If you look at that fast, you cannot notice that. But
I missed it.
I totally missed it. But mate, where did they go wrong? Like, what happens to the Lakers?
It's a tough one because they obviously tried to go out and get Mark Williams, get that big defensive guy that they were sort of lacking. And lo and behold, we found out in that elimination game exactly why they needed a guy like that.
Oh, man.
Rudy Gobert going off, 20-plus points, 20-plus rebounds. They just didn't have an answer for him inside. And I think that's probably the first point of call for Rob Pelinka is addressing that defensive side of the floor and getting some size. We know what Luka likes to do in terms of operating in the pick and roll with the big man, and without that, he kind of really wasn't at his full capacity. So I think it's going to be busy. I think the Lakers will make some moves, but who do they go and get? That's the real question.
Yeah, I remember when you come on the show earlier. I think it was about the time that the Mark Williams deal was, and you were like, mate, if they get him, they're a threat, but they didn't get him, and you could just see that their defense was quite poor. I honestly think at times. I just feel the Lakers, for me, they're a bit lackluster sometimes. Like, they just think it's going to happen. Yeah. We got Luka, we got LeBron.
They switch off in games.
Do you think? Yeah. Do you think they feel they've got that much confidence that they're going to win, but then they eventually don't? And an interesting one, the rotation. JJ Redick in I think it was in game 4, like making no subs in the second half, like leaving LeBron on for that. LeBron can't do that anymore. No. Is it fair to say? Like, you love him, but he's not that guy.
He needs to sit. He needs to sit down. Yeah. And that just shows you that he doesn't really trust the other guys that are deep in the rotation, the Jackson Hayes and those kind of guys that are on the bench. Like, you just can't ride the guys all the way into the ground and expect those results. So if it's a guy like a Nick Claxton or a Steven Adams or a Valanciunas, there's guys out there that I think could really help the Lakers, but they're going to have to make a trade, and the other problem is LeBron's making a lot of money. He's got that player option for $52 million, which I think he'll pick up next season. So the flexibility isn't quite there.
Well, would he retire?
I'm not opting out.
We'll get into that later, but let's talk about the Timberwolves. Like, wow, talking about the opposite, they are energy. Like, Ant-Man, when he's on, man, like, he looks like the ultimate leader. And he said, boys, get on my back. I love when he was speaking to the media about, we're not meant to be here. No one believes we're going to here, but that's all right. Yeah. And that just shows, I think they've got a really strong culture. It just seems they want to work for each other. They want to defend. They want to come up with these plays for their teammates. It's not about LeBron or Doncic coming up with big points by themselves. And are they a threat? Can they go all the way, or you think this has been their big grand final?
I think there's a ceiling on this Timberwolves team, but they come up against the Warriors team who, I think the Warriors won 3 of the 4 games against them this season.
Yep.
But the the Timberwolves weren't playing this well in either of those games. They've kind of timed their peak really well. I love Anthony Edwards. I love what he's doing both on the court and as a leader as well. Yep. Like you said, even if he's not scoring the ball, he's getting other guys going. So it's going to be a fun series. Jimmy Butler back in Minnesota as well. Draymond and Rudy. There's a lot going on here.
It's going to be a great series, but not sure where the Lakers go from here, but as you said, they need to fix up their defense and fix it up fast. The next one comes to us from X, and this is from Murray Center 27. He says, it's actually insane how unlucky it is for the Nuggets to run into a healthy Kawhi twice in the playoff, and they still come out on top both times. And this is referring to the Nuggets. You would say it's a very gritty win. I totally agree with Murray. Like, Kawhi just seems to go, yeah, okay, Nuggets are here, let's go. So, but the one guy that absolutely stood up in this game, and you are him today. You started off really well, just to let you know. But Russell Westbrook, man, that guy hustles. That's his middle name. It should be Hustle because, we were speaking before. You said he had 5 steals in this game, and how important is he to this Nuggets team for them to go deeper into the competition?
Hey, man, make it his first name, Hustle Westbrook, because that's what he does out there.
Like that.
A guy that gives 130,000% effort every single time. Like, yes, there can be some kamikaze ball at times from Russ, but yes. I will take that because he makes winning plays. He'll get stops. He'll crash the offensive glass. He'll get you extra possessions. And, he's actually not shooting the ball terribly from certain spots. You put him in the corner, he's, he's 38, 39%. I don't want him taking all the threes, but, the shots that he's given in the corner, he's actually done, a pretty good job of. So if you're looking at the other guys on the roster, they're not running a deep rotation, Denver. They're probably only running sort of 7, 8 guys. And Russ is a big part of that because those non-Jokic minutes where, the offense kind of does crater and they kind of, don't really look like they have a lot of solutions. A lot of the times, Russ is that solution.
I just think with the Nuggets, like Jokic and Murray in that game 7, they weren't big. They weren't really big, but the team, really good effort areas, all of them, all adding to it. I thought Christian Braun was really good. I think he's huge. Like he really stepped up. So that is a good team. I feel for me like the Nuggets, they are a team that, they don't have to rely on all those big dogs, because I feel in the big games, those second guys are the ones that we go, wow, without them, without Westbrook stepping up, the Nuggets won't be where they are right now. So, but what a series it's going to be. They run into a red hot Thunder, and look, I seen the we'll go into it later, the tab odds on this. It shows that they are absolutely no chance. Can you see in any world the Nuggets getting by the Thunder?
Look, in a two-horse race, I think the odds are kind of crazy. Oklahoma obviously well deserved to be favorites, but they're very short. But it's still the two MVP candidates going head-to-head. I wouldn't rule out Jokic and the Nuggets, but this Thunder team is good, man. They're so intense defensively. They have size, guys like Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. So they have bodies that can throw at Nikola Jokic, and also depth. We mentioned the short rotation that the Nuggets are running. OKC, they can go 8, 9, 10 deep. Obviously, they probably won't in the postseason. That tends to tighten up a little bit. But if things go left, they have other guys out there that they can lean on.
They are I feel the Thunder are an elite team. We speak about Russell Westbrook being hustlers. Their whole team is a bunch of hustlers. No real out-and-out superstars. You'd say like they've got some ballers, but I just feel this could be their year, and it's going to be very hard for the Nuggets to get past them, especially because that was a tough series itself. Yeah. So you get through that, then you got OKC now.
The Thunder are so rested too. They played 4 games in what feels like nearly a month. Like
it comes big. Yeah. I think that's a huge thing, and especially being a young team, man, those Thunder boys are going to be like, let's go, let's get us going. So it's going to be an interesting series either way. The next one is from X from C4 Boston, and he says not only does Haliburton own Giannis, but so does his dad. And this has been a very, very interesting one. I want to hear your thoughts of it. I'm going to give you, it's hard for me to hand over the baton, but I'm going to hand it over.
It's an honor always.
It's an honor. But so Grub or no Grub, who is more the Grub? Mr. Haliburton or Giannis for picking on an old man?
This is a tough one. You shouldn't be out on the court taunting other players, so I'll give it somewhat of a Grub, but... Okay. Was it really that bad? Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, man, he was just excited, man. He's just excited for his son. But I also feel as a player, like, it's just weird. Giannis has just been, beaten, and he's, like, obviously down in the dumps. You don't need someone in your face like that, rather than someone from the other team's dad. Yeah. So, look, and it wasn't a great look for both parties, I'm going to say. But at the same time... Haliburton, he just,
You'll live.
Yeah, but I found it interesting, though. So, Haliburton, the Pacers said he's not allowed to go to any more games. Not the NBA, the Pacers. Did you find that a bit weird?
I don't know. I feel like it kind of got overblown a little bit, but I think they kind of had to do something, right? Like, just to say, hey, look, you know what? Oops. Like,
relax. Yeah. But I'll get it from the NBA and then hit that their hands are tied. Yeah. But I just feel with one of your guns. Yeah. I can't imagine him being happy with that. Even though Tyrese said that, look, my dad he shouldn't have done that. Yeah. And he apologized. He sent out a message to Giannis. It came out. It was everyone sort of seen that. So I thought, you know what? In the moment, emotion got the best. Giannis, mate, he overpowered him. He wasn't happy. But that's it. Like, you want to do that, there's consequences. That's how I feel. But for then the Pacers to do that to one of their go-to players, I found it very, very interesting. So it'll be interesting to see if that leaks into, this next game. But let's speak about Giannis. Is that the last time we've seen him in a Bucks kit?
Only if he says so. I don't think they'll trade him unless he demands that. He's still their guy. He loves that city. But they are hamstrung. They don't own a first round pick till 2031. Okay. Dame's 34 with an Achilles injury. Like, there's not a lot of room to move for the Bucks.
Where does he go? Where do you think he would be elite?
I mean, San Antonio. You put him with Wemby.
No, you can't put him there.
That's illegal.
That's like Space Jam. Yeah. And the Looney Tunes take on those.
Can't have that.
Those big monsters. You cannot have that. Yeah. But wow, Imagine if he did go there. There's rumors he could possibly go to the Heat.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about guys that are Heat culture, Giannis is very much cut from that cloth.
Okay.
But again, what are they going to send Milwaukee to make that happen? You're going to have to send Tyler Herro and pretty much everyone else besides maybe Bam. Like, how are you going to try and coordinate that roster? It's really about assets. So who's got draft picks? Who's got young guys? Like, if the Bucks do trade Giannis, it's got to be for a full rebuild.
Yeah, like they got to pretty much get everything because Giannis is would you consider him like a Doncic?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'd put him in the untouchable category.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a curveball, though.
Okay.
Oklahoma City doesn't make it out of the second round. They've got all the draft picks, lots of young guys. That's the kind of trade partner you want if you're Milwaukee.
Yeah. And for Giannis, like, he would want to go somewhere like that.
He wants to win.
He wants to win.
Yeah.
He's a winner. You can tell clearly, as Mr. Haliburton found out. But just that quickly, Grub or no Grub, I want to. Are you with the Pacers for banning him or let him in, get him in the front row? You want him in?
We saw what Drake was like during the Raptors Warriors fight.
Exactly.
You kind of want that energy. Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, bring him in.
Okay. All right, no Grub.
Yeah.
Let him play.
Hey, it's your batting today, though. You do whatever you want. No bias over
I
here.
like the energy
From an original Grub. All right, next. This one's from X, and this is from the Hoop Herald. All young guards should watch Jalen Brunson play. Not a ridiculous freak athlete, doesn't have great size, plays with pace and is really skilled. You don't have to be gifted genetically to be an excellent basketball player. And this is obviously in reference to Brunson's just form. He's been exceptional, and I'm not going to lie, like I know he's always been a really, really good player, but reading articles now because he's hot and you learn more about these players, and I like that side. I like that he's not naturally gifted and talented, and he's had to work. And man, isn't he doing some unbelievable things for this Knicks team? I want to ask you, mate, where are you putting Brunson? Where is he? Is he a top 5, a top 10, it's top 20? Where are you putting him right now as what type of player he is in the NBA?
I mean, I'm considering him as an all NBA guy, so that's top 15.
Okay.
But I think he's encroaching into that top 10 territory. He's the clutch player of the year. Scored more points than anyone in clutch time at the end of games. He's kind of the guy now where New York loves a star, and maybe we get it a little overblown because it is in New York and the attention that he gets. But he's definitely earned it. And one thing that I think he maybe gets a little bit of grief for, but I love it, is he's a master of the dark arts, the foul baiting. He knows how to manipulate a game, manipulate the refs. That's what you need in the postseason.
That's why we like him. That is why we love him on this show. And he was very happy that he was the one to hit that match winner against the Pistons. And look, speaking about he scored 40 points and 7 assists. He's hot at the moment, but he comes into a Boston series who. They've taken care of the Knicks this year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All 4 games.
All 4 games. So, confidence wouldn't be very high. Is this just too much of a big step for this Knicks side, even with Brunson in the form he's in?
I think so. I think this Boston team is just that good. I think the Knicks will steal a couple of games because they have a guy like Brunson. But I think over the course of a 7-game series, this Boston team is just too deep, too experienced, too good.
Well rested.
Yeah, very well rested.
And we've spoken about this on the show before. I feel now because Boston is a championship team, they've got that monkey off their back now, and they know what it takes.
There's a freedom that comes with that.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It actually, that is a great call. It is. It's not everyone saying, can they do it? Can they do it? They say, of course we can now.
And this is almost their last go around because the salary cap's going to come for this roster. They can't afford to keep everyone beyond this year. So
who are they losing?
I think it's either got to be a Drew Holiday or maybe a Porzingis. I think that maybe a Derek White. The numbers aren't going to add up for too much longer that they can get away with having this fully loaded squad.
Say they lose a Holiday. Can there be someone who fills that void for them to still be championship contenders? Or you think that a player like that is a massive loss?
He's sitting on the bench. The 6th man of the year, Peyton Pritchard's going to come in and do that job.
There you go. So the Celtics are still... They're
got it.
thereabouts. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome series, but yeah, it might be just one too big. They say this in the NRL. It's sort of like if you're sort of coming from just outside the 8, it's very, very hard to beat these top teams because they're rested. They're the ones that I suppose, have earned
Yeah.
the spot they're in at the top. So, great series. The last one on Left On Red is from Insta, and it's from XX Zax. I think it says, definitely needs a few more lessons. And look, Zax, I'm going to have to agree. And we are speaking about Oscar. He's our man. And I do love him.
He's killing it too.
He's killing it, man. He's the first driver to win 4 of the first 6 races since 1998, which is huge, which is amazing. But man, he's really got to change one thing,
What's that?
and that is what he's doing after he's winning.
This didn't go well, did it?
It didn't go well. I feel he was peer pressured
Yeah.
by a few people.
Mostly Justin Jefferson.
But Justin Jefferson, what I feel like saying to him is, mate, you got the moves.
Yeah.
Some of us don't, mate. If I'd tried to do the gritty or whatever that thing, man, it's not happening. You've got the
And
moves,
the practice
mate.
session wasn't long enough. They didn't really get to it.
But I will say to Oscar, if you were going to do something like that, you got to go hard.
Yeah.
He probably went 60%, and 60% to do a gritty is not good, especially when you know you can't do it. So, look, but he's absolutely smashing it for McLaren there. He's an animal. Like, I never really liked it, the racing before this. I like him. He's got a bit of a character about him. He's having a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
So I really like him, and mate, he's breaking some records. But is there anything you would like him to do to change? Because you've got to get rid of that gritty. Like, get rid of it, man. Like, this is from me to you as a brother. Like, get rid of it. But anything you like? What's your score celebration?
I think if you're gonna do a dance, I think you got to bring it home. You got to give us something Australian. I'm busting out the nut bush.
Yeah, the nut bush.
I mean, the shoey's already taken.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, the shoey. Yeah, the shoey's overused.
Yeah.
Is the nut bush Australian?
Well, I ain't seen anyone else doing it.
We will get clarification though for Benyam if the nut bush is Australian. So Oscar, if it is, nut bush city living. I think that's how it goes. But he's doing some great things around the world. But all right, now this is onto the Stalemate. And I would love our man Horo to be here today to speak about this, because he would love to put the knife in and just slap in the back of LeBron. He would absolutely love this. But it has been a big talking point after the Lakers go out in this series. Should LeBron retire, or should he run it back with Luka? Playoff Luke Rose says after he wins Ring 5, I think he should hang it up so haters can't ever get the chance for him to be genuinely bad. And then we've also got Cornelius, and he said no, he still has gas in the tank. He's just a complimentary player at this point, capable of consistently putting up 20. This is Luka's squad, and whoever they add, they need interior defense. They have no rim protection and grit. And look, I'm going to have to agree with that.
Yeah.
The Lakers were very, very confident. They come out and said they think that they could do it without any of that, without any rim protection, but it didn't happen. So where do you sit on this? He's 40, but he still does a job.
He's still good. I'd still take LeBron over like 90% of available options.
90%?
100%.
You are a LeBron lover.
Yeah.
I would love Horror to be here today. I would love you to just be like,
we're fighting, Forrest.
Yeah, like fighting on.
But as I said earlier, the issue is the flexibility on the roster with his salary just makes it so hard to go out and get other guys. And he did take a little bit of a pay cut on his last deal, so they could go out and get other guys. But that's going to be the issue is what can Rob Pelinka and the front office really do to bring those pieces in around him?
Yep.
But in terms of actual play, your ideal situation is LeBron's the third guy on your team, right? That's probably where he's at physically. He can still give you those nights where he's going to drop 40, 10, 5. Like, he's still got that in him, but he doesn't have that every game.
He still averaged 25 points in the playoffs. Like, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Not many people are averaging 25 points.
And there you go. But it's just, you know what I feel it is with retirement, and this is what I've sort of always said about it, where's the fire coming from?
Yeah.
Can LeBron James be a third? Can he be the third guy, though? Can his ego let him do that? Because I know the way he demands the ball, sometimes I can tell it's not in the game plan. He just thinks he does. You can tell. Is that going to clash with Luka? Luka's the guy now.
Yeah.
Can he accept that? Or is
I feel like he kind of has to though at this point, right? Like
You got it, right?
This is what he wanted. He wanted a guy that could take the ball out of his hands and let him, not necessarily have to be running every single play. But it's one thing to say that, and it's another thing to actually have to play like that.
It's so true. And I just, after the game in the press conference, he just said, right at that moment, he's probably like 100%. I'm retiring.
Yeah.
They just bailed out in the finals, and even to think about another preseason and get through all that, it's hard. It is so hard. So I'm not going to go off that. People are being like, oh, he looked really defeated, and of course he's going to be defeated.
Yeah.
They just lost, but yeah, just for me, it's just the want. He's got to want it. Like it's hard to keep going if you haven't got that fire in your belly and reasons why.
Yeah.
But I suppose
Is one more ring enough? Is that enough motivation?
Well, does one more ring
Change anything?
does it for you? Like honestly, on a serious,
Probably not. Like,
you're a LeBron guy, but is Jordan still the GOAT?
I still, I'm kind of in both camps. I think Jordan is still the GOAT.
Yep.
But I think LeBron is the best player we've ever seen.
Okay.
It's an ability versus achievement argument.
Yeah. Okay. So you think athletically LeBron is better?
The
than,
best, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He can play all 5 positions.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen anyone like LeBron before, nor will we. But then you can't argue with Michael Jordan's career.
Good answer.
Diplomatic. We're Switzerland over here.
The election was last week, mate. Very political.
Vote 1.
Yeah.
I'm up next.
Oh, Dutton's gone. Get him in. All right. So this leaves us with the Pick 6 presented by Tab. Obviously, the finals are in. And, there's a couple of big ones. So we've got Boston taking on New York. So this is look, you said it before. It's a 2-horse race. To win the series, Boston are $1.10.
That's crazy.
New York are $7. Are you giving them any chance?
I'll give them a sliver of a chance because you never know what can happen over the course of a series. But I think Boston has every right to be heavy favorites. But $1.10 seems nuts. Like that's unbackable.
It's yeah. Not even throwing them into like a little multi. Eh?
No,
Like
it's
not even bumping it up that much. All right, the next one we've got, it's Cleveland, who are $1.45 against Indiana at $2.75. A little bit better. Can you see an upset happening in this one? The Pacers, any chance?
More so than the Celtics Knicks.
Okay.
I mean, the Cavs have been terrific all season, but the Pacers are an annoying team. Like they have a lot of guys that can make things happen. That's Haliburton, Nembhard, Siakam, Turner. I really like this team.
They are an annoying team, aren't they?
Can they do it for 4 wins? That's the problem that I have. I think Cleveland will eventually get the best of them, but I could see this going the distance. I could see Indiana hanging around in a lot of games and making life annoying for Cleveland.
Okay, which isn't going to be great for whoever wins that because, well, you're
going to have a well-rested Boston waiting for you.
Yeah. And then the one we spoke about earlier, mate, that's Oklahoma City taking on Denver. Once again, we've got $1.10 favourites, and Denver given absolutely no chance. That's $7.
Crazy to me. It's $7. I'll take Denver at $7.
You're taking them.
They still got the best player.
You are taking them at $7.
Just from a value standpoint, I still think OKC's winning.
Is it fair to say OKC at the moment are the Boston of old? Because they haven't won yet. They've still they've got a great team.
Yeah.
And they're just everyone's waiting for them to win.
They haven't done anything,
but they haven't yet.
Yeah,
so they probably feel that.
Yeah,
And I know going into some of these games sometimes as $1.10 favorite, people just going, "Oh, it's a pushover."
Yeah,
it's harder than what you think. Big game, big occasion, expected to win. It's not as easy as what everyone says.
Their guys haven't played in big games either. This Denver team is a championship core still there. They've played. We just saw them coming off a game 7.
Yep.
Like they've seen every scenario. Whereas OKC. Great regular season team, but can you do it when it really matters? I think they can, but the question is still there.
Okay, so who are you backing?
I'm backing OKC. Nice.
I
had to give Denver some love.
And the last one, it's going to be the Timberwolves up against the Warriors. Another really, really good game. We've seen the Timberwolves, beat the Lakers, but as we said, is that their grand final? And you think the Warriors have just got too much polish for them?
It's going to be interesting because we saw how much the Rockets' big lineups affected the Warriors.
Yes.
And then also what the Timberwolves were able to do to the Lakers. So it's going to be tough for the Golden State because they're at their best when they're playing small. Now we're going to have to see them deal with Randall, deal with Gobert, deal with Naz Reid.
Yep.
And, is Kevon Looney going to be playing, a lot more of those minutes at the 5? I don't think it's going to be as straightforward.
Okay.
But I still like Golden State. To get this done. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. And for free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Well, that's it. It goes fast.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you have fun. Can I tell you one thing? You are Russell Westbrook. I was down and out. Now I'm excited. I'm back buzzing. I cannot wait for the rest of the NBA finals, mate. But once again, thanks for coming off the bench. I think you might have to actually replace me in the next couple of weeks. So just be ready.
Hey, I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready.
Beautiful, mate. Thank you.